Okay, it is Saturday, December 4th, almost 4 o'clock p.m. It's 3:52 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. So I wasn't planning on doing a video today, but we had a dump I woke up to. It seems like every time I fall asleep, there's always either a dump or a pump. So as usual, this is not financial advice, only to be used as entertainment. Please do your own research. So let me just look over Bitcoin real quick, see what happened. I woke up and we were like in the low 40s or something. So we did go down to the bottom of this exponential ribbon on the weekly chart, which I've said in past videos, you know, that could happen. I said we could even wick down below it, just like we did back here. And that's exactly what happened. I was hoping we'd get a bounce at 53,000. It looked like we were going to get that bounce yesterday, but it just didn't happen. So I'm going to play a clip from just a week and a half ago. Hopefully it'll work out okay. Dated November 24th. And I'm going to just play a few seconds of this. We hit $56,000 a couple times already, I think today and yesterday. It's kind of struggling. You know, we're still in this downtrend on the daily chart. And we can come down between this, green line and this pink line, somewhere in here between, that 53,000 mark or 54,000 to, I hate to say it, but, if you come down to $46,000, I'm still holding. I'm not changing my long-term bullish outlook, but I'm just mentally prepared, and I'm financially prepared as well with limit orders all over the place for Million Token on Polygon. And if you've noticed, okay, so that was just a reminder, you have to have the right mindset if you're going to be in crypto. So when you do get these dumps, you're not going to panic. So this is kind of like just a wake-up call that the path to the top isn't always easy, right? We've got all these dumps all the way up to the past previous blow-off top. 38%, 33%, 29%, right? So where is Bitcoin? We had a dump. That would be, let's take a measured move from the top to the dump, 38%, which we just showed a moment ago. That's well in the cards. I think that probably is the bottom. I'm hoping. But this is why I've been in this space for more than 4 years, is because, you just got to be mentally prepared for this. I wish I had, some more fiat. I was buying on the way down to 53,000. And then when we dumped another, 10 or 13%, I am out of fiat. Otherwise, I'd be buying the dip. But really, let's take a look at Million Token. So Bitcoin took a big dump since Thanksgiving or whatever, right? Million Token, if you look at where we were back here on December 1st or at the end of the month for November, we were at basically, where we are now, or maybe a little bit higher, depending upon how you look at it. We're a little higher since December 1st. We are higher now than December 1st. Okay. You can't say the same thing about Bitcoin, right? Let's go on the daily here. So on the daily, Bitcoin here's December 1st right here. It's going sideways for about 3 days. And then we took a dump, 25%. And that right now the price is 13.5% from December 1st, where Million Token is higher. So it's doing better. Yes, Million Token had its big dump. I don't know why. And then we had the big pump on Tech Lead's Metaphor.app news on his YouTube video. And then we had the correction I was talking about. So I was asked something about, fib levels and stuff. And so if you take the swing low to the swing high on the fib levels, the golden pocket is going to be different depending upon what you look at, whether it's Uniswap, Polygon, or PancakeSwap. Now on Uniswap, because we dipped down lower, the price is actually above the golden pocket ratio. But if you look at Polygon, we still haven't gotten above the critical golden pocket ratio, and same with PancakeSwap. it looks like we have to get the price above the golden pocket ratio. So, I think once we get above $21 and some change, and we close there on a daily or something like that, I think that would be bullish. Okay. I still think we're not out of the woods yet, but considering I think Bitcoin is recovering quite nicely, I think, in my opinion, when we wicked way down here, and Million Token is holding its own, I find that bullish. I think the news of the Metaphor.app app ops that Tech Lead launched a couple of days ago is the reason why Million Token is doing so well. Thank you, Tech Lead, for that. And I am out of cash anyway, so if he didn't launch that app and the price had gone maybe to a double bottom down to $12 again, I think I would have ran out of cash anyway, because I ran out of cash before that news broke out. But yeah, I caught the bottom on Polygon. I'm sure I'm the one that actually held the price from breaking, because my limit order was actually, it was below $16. So my limit order is actually below this wick. So yeah, one of my orders filled there. So yeah, so there's not a lot of news to cover on the price of Million Token. I just want to keep people noticed that, we're actually higher than we were a couple of days ago versus Bitcoin. Thanks to Tech Lead really doing all the work in the background. So what else do I want to talk about? Technical Tim, you can find me on Discord and you can ask me questions. This is in the Lion Run Discord. Somebody had posted that somebody dumped like 9,000 tokens or whatever. 9,191 tokens for $160,000. And so I went to Etherscan, and it's, right here, 9,100 tokens. There's a lot of, big, I don't know if these are buys or sells or liquidity, but, considering if somebody dumped almost 10,000 tokens and we're still higher than we were a couple of days ago, for me, that's bullish. And that particular wallet, even though it says 0, okay, here's the out of the 9,000 tokens. If you scroll all the way down, they had this transfer, right, from this wallet address. You click on that, and they still have 3,838 tokens, almost 3,839. So, they didn't sell everything. I'm not sure why they split the wallet addresses up, though. But I don't think they sold everything. So, not sure why they would want to sell. But this was like 12 hours ago, so maybe that big drop in Bitcoin scared them. But somebody had posted this on Metaphora. Where is it? That only 100,000 members can have 10 million token. Well, that's if everybody had 10 million token, but the holders of Million Token, we've been holding since July. Many of us have thousands of tokens. Some people have, 5,000, 3,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. I know one whale has 40,000. So this number of 100,000 people is going to be far, far, far less. So people that have those special perks on Met4 to change their username or have their Twitter logo assigned to their name, if they want those 10 million tokens, in my opinion, they should just get it now before the price goes up. But not financial advice. So just keep that in mind. I think as the price goes up, eventually fixed asset prices are always going to go up because of inflation. It costs I think I was talking about this yesterday. It's going to cost like $200 to $300 to get 10 million token. And I scooped up another 10 or 13 yesterday actually, but it's because my main OpenSea account that's public knowledge didn't even have 10 million tokens. So rather than just transfer tokens, which would be the easy way out, I just bought a few more and just threw it on my OpenSea account, and now I can have my name associated with my account, which is right here. So Tim_MM_hodler is me. I'm still having a problem every time I log in. It's asking me to add an email address or something. Although it keeps saying unverified, but I never get an email sent to my Gmail account asking me to verify my email address. So that might be a bug, or maybe technically still working on it. Let me know if you guys are getting notifications when you get messages. I don't think I can get a message unless maybe it's verified or something. So yeah, I was thinking of some other things with Metaphor. You know, Twitter has this thing where you could use a Lightning payment to send Bitcoin tips. And I was thinking, I'm wondering if we could use the Polygon network to send million token, you know, as tips or whatever, because it's so cheap to send, you know, less than a penny to transfer million token from one Polygon address to another. It doesn't have to be Polygon address. It could be Avalanche, or it could be Solana, or maybe technically you can make something where you could choose what network you want to send it to, you know, depending upon how the person has their own wallet set up. You know, we could set up, maybe I could just set up my million token wallet on Polygon as a standard. And then if somebody has a million token in Solana, I don't know if there's a way to like just have it all go to one person's wallet address, or if we have to have a separate address for each network. I don't know. I'm not a dev or a coder, but it would be nice if we could use million token as like the currency of Metaphor, and use a low payment system like Polygon, or Solana or Avalanche. You know, I'm not too familiar with Solana or Avalanche with their fees, but I know Solana fees are low. I keep bringing up Solana every so often because there's so many developers working on Solana, like the early days of Ethereum. If you look at James's Invest in Answers YouTube page, he had talked about this a few days ago with charts, and it just looks like it's just an immensely growing community on Solana. So I'm hoping eventually more people will be moving their million token to Solana for whatever reasons, just because it seems like there's a lot of development going on there. But I like Polygon too. But I'm wondering, because OpenSea uses Polygon and an Ethereum blockchain. I think there's a lot of popular NFTs on Solana now too. So that's something to watch. So I was thinking about that, have some type of payment system on Met4, use million token as like the go-to payment system. But I don't know if technically wants to just strictly limit it to, million token. That would give it a huge use case though. But if he wants to be open with just all crypto, that could be another option too, just to give Met4 more adoption. So on the main page, Met4, you could read on these things. I'm not really sure how this is working because right now it just looks like a wall, right? If somebody says hi here, how do I reply and say hello? Or if somebody has a question, I don't know how to reply. I would have to click here and then send them a private message, I guess. There's not even a message on this one. I think that's because he has a generic picture. So we'll go to this guy and see if I can measure this one. Twitter is here. milliontoken.org, a couple links here. Yeah. I don't know. It just seems like there should be an easier way to message people or reply to their links, like in Twitter. And be nice to follow certain people because, people that I recognize from the Discord or the community, would be nice to follow them because I don't want to read all this stuff on the wall, right? There could be a lot of spammers and stuff and, I just don't want to read it. So it could be a little bit more like Twitter and, just take the best features of Twitter and Facebook and Telegram and Discord and whatever. Still looking for that dark theme. But yeah, if few people can have that 10 million token for the extra features on the Met4, then, if this grows exponentially with people, the price for million tokens is going to grow. Even have to be a time in the future where if let's say a million token starts reaching, all-time highs again, right? Let's say we break $200. Well, 10 million tokens is going to be $2,000. There's going to be very, very few people that's going to have those extra features. So, maybe it might be like have 1 million token to have a custom name and then 2 million token for extra features, and then all the way up to, let's say, 10 million token for, all the extra features or something. I don't know. But as the price exponentially grows, it's going to be harder and harder for people to get those extra features. And I think it's going to discourage them from maybe even, doing Metfora. So just keep that in mind. I got my 10 yesterday or day before through crypto.com, easy peasy. And let's see now. I think we talked all about this Etherscan stuff that we talked about earlier. Willy Woo said, today's dump brought to you in part by spoofers on Binance. So there could be some market manipulation there. I know Will Clemente and Willy Woo was having a discussion back and forth way over my head, but it's very technical, and I'm glad there's smarter people than me working this out. And but for me, over long term, I'm a hodler. If you look at the price of Bitcoin, long term, it goes up, right? Generally, we have these dips, of course, of 84% sometimes at the market peaks, but I don't think we're at a market peak. So let's see now. If I zoom in here, we're down at this bottom of the trend here. We could still be in this parabolic move if that was the bottom. It looks like we almost got caught on this moving average of, what is that moving average? That could be the 21 moving average on the weekly chart, right? So, it's business as usual. Doesn't faze me. I was mentally prepared for this a while ago. I did see something that caught my eye before I enlarged that screen. So in this bull trend on the weekly, right, you have these RSIs here, this green line, and we didn't really go below it if we're in a bull trend, okay? And we're basically right there now. Maybe we could go a little lower, but we're right there now. So this is BLX. So this is yesterday's price and chart. So that was a 53.96 on the weekly. Let's see now. We'll put this on the weekly. And where are we now on the RSI? 49. Oof. Doesn't seem so good. But, BLX, it'd be nice if we had a bounce here, which would confirm previous bounce trends on the RSI for Bitcoin. And it looks like we have looks like this is going to cross bearish. So who knows? If we go down lower, that means I still think next year is going to be great, right? If we come down all the way down to this lower trend here of, I don't know what that could be, 40,000 or something like that, so I'll just continue working, and then next year we'll have a 2022 bull year, I think, just like we had in 2017. This next year can turn upward after we have this big correction. See, we had this giant correction right here. Went from the top of the channel all the way to the bottom. Let's see what type of move that was. That was a 33% move. Okay, so, we could be at the top here and come all the way down. It's tough to say. You can't. I'm not sure if this is the bottom or if we go back down to this lower part here. But long term, I was already prepared for this. I am down millions of dollars, by the way, and I'm not choking. No big deal. Anybody that's been in this space for a number of years and they're hodlers, they're down millions. But I don't think they're probably phased either. That's just my 2 cents. And was there anything else in here? Yeah, I posted this also about, we came down to the bottom of the weekly exponential ribbon right here and here. For me, it's just business as usual. We had a $2 billion worth of liquidations for Bitcoin. It's not organic growth. So I think hopefully the bounce would be quick. The thing I would be worried about is if we go back up and we find resistance at this 21 weekly moving average. So, if we're back, if we go below this line here, like we did here, and we try to retest it and we get rejected on that yellow line, then that would be bad. That would be very bad. But, if your timer horizon is long enough, I don't think you'll be worried about it. I'm glad I still have a job. So I'll take a quick look at the comments real quick. Bri Guy says you should post in Discord when you're going to live so I can hop in on time. Yeah, I don't even know when I do these live streams. I wasn't even going to do one today. But I'm grateful for anybody that comes and joins in on these live streams. But I know I don't have set times like Missile on his live streams. He has a lot of people, by the way, 70 or 90 or 100 people on his live streams. I just don't have. I don't know what I'm doing from day to day. But yeah, maybe I should post something on Discord when I go live. But thanks for the comment. It says I am the richest 23-year-old in the world with 1,700 mm. Man, that's awesome. So with a 1 million max supply and the government constantly printing money, it's going to be a race to acquire as much of this stuff as possible, just like how it was for Bitcoin in the early days. So as the price is dropping this low, man, I really don't want to sell my Bitcoin at these low prices for more million token. We're at the end of the year now, and I've got to think of tax strategies. I sold some blue chip altcoins for a million token early on, but I'm going to get hit with a large tax hit. So I have to harvest some losses to kind of offset that. And I remember I aped in with like 65 ETH on this one stupid coin called DMG. I got it because I thought Tim Draper invested in it. Anyway, it went out of business basically. So I got to take a loss on that. So I got to I'm going to sell. If I can't sell it, I'm going to just have to write it off. If I could sell it and I could show I sold it, then I can show a loss. But if I can't even sell it, I'm going to just have to, print out how they went out of business and I couldn't even sell it. So think about, if you're like me and I think Missile also sold some stuff. So I think he was saying he has a big tax bill and unfortunately, he might be forced to sell some million token in the future at some point. But if you have some losses that you can sell and take a loss that would offset your gains in America, they kind of even out. So, but you have to do that before December 31st. So it's December 4th now. Just keep that in mind. And I think I'm going to try to do that. I have got so much paperwork that I'm going to have to take like a week off of work just to do my taxes, I think. Because, I've been buying million token and I'm, going all over the place with ETH and Polygon and bridges. And I have to write off all those fees for bridges and wallet withdrawals. And I basically just have a journal and I haven't been actually, typing them in my spreadsheets as I go because, it's just easier to take your pen and pencil and just, write it out and then go on with your day. I've got so much paperwork I have to go through and make sense of it all. So if you ever get audited, you can make it easy to read and explain what you did. But it's always good to have those, journals and whatnot, but, put it in your spreadsheet and, make comments of what you were doing and what you were thinking at the time. So back to chat. I really think TL will lower the bar for Metaphora. I'm not sure what that means. PGO48 says he kind of implies that in his video. I'm getting the notification emails. Okay, that's good that you are. I don't know why I'm not. You know what I should probably do is check my spam folder or trash folder. Maybe it got sent there and I haven't checked it, but I'll do that. But my thing still says it's unverified. Bullish on Metaflora and floor removal. Cordy says, "What's up, Tim? How you doing, man? Arrived late. You're fine. You could always do watch the repeat. Watch the replay, which most people probably will watch." Says Isaac says, "We love you, dude." Well, thank you. I love anybody that buys million token doesn't sell. I'll tolerate anybody like that. And Mills says, "I'm glad I didn't quit my job too." Haha. Yeah. I should have quit my job last October. I would be richer now. Because I would have got my money out of my 401k, which is sitting in $1 million, earning 3%. I'm still kicking myself for that, but it's a risk. It was a risk tolerance decision. Anyway, yeah, I'm 53 now as of November 30th, so I could work some more if I have to. And the last comment, PG 48 says, I completely disagree with that floor removal. I can't see any advantage. Looks like the community is trying to vote on what TL makes with his money, LOL. Your determination to keep trying to make million a thing is quite remarkable, Isaac says. Hey, Tech Lead with his Metaphora and Carl and Missile at Line Run and Line Chat and his NFTs, they all coming out with great use cases for Million Token. With Carl, you have to have Million Token to even participate in his NFT. They're basically giveaways, and the more Million Token you have, the more chances of you getting a rare NFT. And you could use his Line Chat. And now with Tech Lead, you have to have Million Token if you want the extra perks on Metaphora, which, these are all great use cases. Not to mention that this could be used as a currency like Bitcoin with a no coin inflation. I keep stressing that. So for me, that's enough. But now they're adding more use cases. It's remarkable that this isn't, the price isn't actually moving. We're at $19. If Bitcoin starts creeping up to 53 and breaks it, now we're on $55,000 Bitcoin. I don't think a Million Tokens gonna be at these $20 levels anymore. And you've got James Huckle, who works with investment people. He's an investor himself. He has people lined up willing to buy Million Token, probably by the truckloads. I think they just want some more confidence that there's some type of good faith effort on Tech Lead's part, or just have like a war chest of money. I understand it, and I kind of don't understand it. For me, cryptocurrency doesn't have to be run like a business, but I understand investors kind of want to see some good things, But who's going to go to Bitcoin and say, well, we want to see a war chest, right? It's a 1 million fixed supply, no coin inflation, guys, and it's got use cases. I don't think you need any more than that. So I'm going to make one comment here about what was said earlier about the floor removal model. I'm thinking it's about the $1 peg to the floor removal model. I said this a couple of streams ago. I think I said, I'm going to abstain from voting, and I didn't give a reason why. And some people in Discord kind of have the same thinking I am, but basically, I've said all along that, all that money, the floor model and whatever Tech Lead makes from fees, it's his money, right? So if I'm putting my shoes, if I'm Tech, I'm going to pretend I'm going to be Tech Lead, right? If I put $1 million of my money to peg Million Token at $1, it's my money, right? But I don't want people telling me to now move my money and now possibly spend it for marketing. Okay. I might agree with it, but I don't want somebody telling me, what to do. They could use the government's voting system basically to say, hey, this is kind of what the community would like to see, but maybe it was worded poorly or something, but I wouldn't say, we want this to be spent for marketing, but then it's not going to be Tech Lead money anymore, right? He's going to be forced to spend it. Where before, if it's pegged to $1, it's still his money. So I'm sure Tech Lead's fully aware that in 10 years, that $1 million is going to have less purchasing power. It could be like 50% purchasing power is going to be lost. So eventually, at some point, I don't think we're going to need the floor model. It was kind of a good way to get investors in, right? Because everybody's going to want to buy Million Token $1 because there's no risk, right? There's absolutely no risk. Now that we're already 18x that at $18 or $19 now, or 19x that, and we only went down to $12, so that would be a 12x from the floor model. Even if somehow the price went down to $1, me and James Huckle and Bebo and Carl, we're gonna sell a kidney or whatever to get cheap Million Token. It's not gonna go to $1, right? So the floor model pegged to $1 is just really symbolic. It's nice that he did that to kind of get the project going. As time goes on, I think it'll be more obvious that we don't need to use it. But if Tech Lead wants to keep it pegged to $1 with his money, especially these early stages, I mean, it's only been from July to December. You know, it's his decision, right? So that's my thoughts on that. And I'm still not going to vote because I don't want to be the guy telling somebody that, you know, how to spend his money, you know. So that's just my thoughts. I did see some comments in Discord about somebody with 30,000 tokens voted no against it. There were some rumors that it's Tech Lead. I don't think it is. You know, it's the same guy that voted no with me on the staking penalty for stakeholders on the governance system, and there was big drama about that. And then a couple days later, you know, Tech Lead came out with his own government system where 1 token equals 1 vote. So Tech Lead wouldn't vote against the stakeholders and then come out with his own voting system. It's too much work for him. So, but he did it. So you know, I don't think Tech Lead had voted anything in the voting system. I don't think Tech Lead has secret wallets either with Million Token. And you know, I don't know who the whale is that hosts 30,000 Million Token. I have a hunch somebody that messaged me in Twitter might be the guy, but I have no proof. It's just his timing when he messages me just always seems to pop up when, you know, something big happened with the Lion Gov system. And but you know, he and I don't have conversations. He's basically just saying, hey, you still got some pull, dude. And then all of a sudden I see a 30,000, you know, it was a 1.2 million vote on the Lion Gov system. But he didn't say he was a 30K whale. It's just I have a hunch it was him. And then he messaged me weeks later about he was against the mouse logo idea. And I passed that along to Carl. And I messaged him in Twitter to Carl that, you know, I think this is the whale, you know, but I'm not sure. It's just a hunch. So if he wants to tell me he's the whale, you know, he can. And but since he didn't tell me he's the whale, I'm just thinking it. You know, I respect his privacy. I'm not going to give out his Twitter name either. His Twitter page doesn't have anything on it. He doesn't post. So even if I did tell you who the Twitter name was, you would have no idea who it would be in the community. Other than the fact maybe that if somebody did know the name, you can exclude him as the whale. But I don't think it would be necessary. So it's it should pass anyway, right? I mean, it was, last I checked, it was like 60,000 votes said yes for it to pass and 40,000 said no or something, you know, and the whale had 30,000 votes. So the majority of people are voting yes on the policy. Like I said earlier, you know, when you're trying to vote somebody to give you free money, obviously it's probably going to pass, but I don't think it's a good idea. Any time you get free money, I don't think it's a good idea. I like the idea of staking though, but the money is coming out of Tech Lead's pocket, right? It's not coming out of printing, you know, Million Token out of thin air and devaluing the currency like the government does. I'm just ranting now. So let me go back to the comments real quick. And I'm going to keep reading here. Let me go back to the chart to give you guys something better to look at. Okay, go back to the comments here. Fomoli says, seems like TL is against the proposal. I wouldn't doubt it. I would be against it just because I wouldn't want somebody to tell me what to do with my money. Discord has screenshots of him deleting proposal announcements on main Discord. I saw something about that, but I'm not convinced. Anyway, Cordy says, I would be against it too if people want me to market buy with my money, LOL. Yeah. I mean, again, I'm not telling anybody to do anything with their particular money. It's Tech Lead's money, and I think it was, what was this? was it Vanessa or Kelly? It might have been Vanessa on Discord saying, it's like the kids telling the parents what to do with their money in one of her Discord comments. Let's see what else there is to say. Technically was willing to buy back at $1 just as anyone else would. Yeah. The price is never going to go down to dollars. There's too many people like myself and others that will buy it. That's like me telling Tim to remove his limit orders and market buy because the government said so. LOL, no way. Yeah, exactly. That's funny though. TechLead has his own plan. I'm still bullish and buying whenever I can. Yeah, me too. I'm flat out. If I paid my Visa bill this month, I don't even have enough money to pay my Visa bill this month. I'd be my checking account would be in the negative something. So I'm that kind of dude that at the end of the month, I always pay my Visa bill. Usually right when it's actually available, so I don't get hit with those finance charges. And I'm kind of curious. if I'm gonna get hit with some type of finance charges, because I've made a couple of Visa buys on Crypto.com. We'll see how that turns out. Anyway, yeah, I'm flat out cash poor. I don't think people still understand that $1 floor is something order. I can send a 2 million order at $2 and front run TL. You are 100%. It's TL's money. From my understanding, anyone can put up 1 million in the liquidity pool at $1. Exactly, PGO. Thanks for confirming, Cordy. Oops, I turned off my monitor. I hope that's not going to mess up my stream. Okay, so I think I'm back in business now. My last comment from PGO48 says, Metforma is supported to be built around privacy, but I hope it makes people responsible for their action and words. That's another thing I was thinking about with Metfora. Okay, so everybody knows basically how Bitcoin works, right? You can't shut it down because everybody has a copy of the Bitcoin code or software or whatever on their computers, and so you can't shut it down. I think eventually Met4 or some type of decentralized social platform is going to have to be running the same way. Right now this is probably on TechLead server or somewhere running, which can be shut down. So if this is going to be really truly decentralized, it's going to have to be like the Pirate Bay or something where it's on multiple computers. You can't shut it down. And as people post, it'll have to constantly be updated on several servers or something. So if TechLead walks away from this, it could still flourish and run by itself. I'm sure somebody would have to pay the bills on the servers or something. But I'm just thinking if it's really truly decentralized, and if we can't shut it down, that's proof enough. You can't that it would be decentralized. So I'm not smart enough to code that, but if they could code it for Bitcoin, I'm hoping they can code something like that for a social network. I think that is it. I'm glad I was able to cover something. I just want you guys know that Million Token is still holding up very well. It's the same price how it was just a couple days ago. Even though we did have a bump and a dump, that's just how it is. It goes in crypto sometimes. Everybody have a great weekend. If I don't hear from you, happy holidays with Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I'll talk to you later. Bye.